Hello Morrissey, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being here. And welcome back to Britain and London.
Yes.
You've been spending a bit more time here recently.
A bit less time
here. A bit less time here.
Yes, less time, yes.
Do you not enjoy being in Britain then?
Well, I do, but I just felt it was time for a change, time to get some different influence.
Yeah.
So I travelled to Italy, where I've been for most of the last year. Beautiful place.
Did you kind of get a map of Italy and just go, oh,
no,
where?
No, I didn't do that. No, I just went directly to Rome. Beautiful place. And you've been, of course.
Yeah, it's a stunning city. Were there particular reasons why Rome then? I mean...
No, it was an accident. I've been to Rome many, many times, but when I went there just over a year ago, I was completely taken aback by just the beauty of the people and the ease and the...
It's a million miles away from LA.
Yes, yes, it's completely the opposite to LA, which is good. Parts
of LA as well seem incredibly false in a way, because it feels like one big movie set, I suppose.
It is, yes, it is. And that, I think, is what makes the city thrive. And some people enjoy that, but then most people can't, they can't leave their beds without psychiatric advice.
But I heard something about the FBI, that you were interrogated by the FBI. Is that true?
Yes, it's very true. Yes, it was. Because I'd made certain anti-Bush comments, as millions of people have. Yeah, I mean, everybody does. I never hear any pro-Bush comments, but it's just part of the government thing that if anybody says anything, they have to be slightly frightened so that they'll keep their trap shut, really.
What kind of things did they ask you then?
Just mundane things and quite threatening things and quite serious things.
Yeah. Was it intimidating? Did you find it intimidating?
It's very intimidating, yeah, but it's meant to be. I mean, it's meant to make you feel, oh, God, maybe I should just be quiet.
The title itself of the new album, Ringleader of the Tormentors.
Yes.
You know, do you see yourself as a bit of a tormentor?
I think I'm led to believe that I am. I don't personally feel it, but I've been reading it for many, many years that I'm out to cause trouble and I'm awkward.
In terms of being a ringleader, you are a ringleader in a sense of your fans. You have probably the most loyal and devoted fans.
Yes.
Which is it's a nice thing, but there must be times as well that it's tiresome or it's...
Well, no, it's never tiresome, and I'm relieved because it's an audience that likes real music and maybe even slightly old-fashioned in that respect, I don't know, because it just doesn't seem to be required anymore that you have that great passion about making music and singing. It seems to be very unusual now.
Yeah.
But the audience really care about the music.
I read as well that when you were in LA, it's kind of tiresome. The tiresome fact that I wanted to mention was the fact that, you know, you wake up every morning and there's someone at the bottom of your drive, or there's...
Yeah. Well, they're a completely different breed because I think they are the type who actually know less about you than the average member of your audience. There's a certain breed, certainly in LA, of people who they want you to see them. And they know it's not right, and they block the gate and they more or less say, well, you're going to see me even though I know you don't want to. So I don't like to think that they're very typical.
They're different to fans in the UK then?
Yes, they are.
What are your fans in the UK like? How would you...
Well, I wouldn't completely brand them all as being the same, but certainly the concerts are very expressive and noisy, but they seem to be a hell of a lot more rational than in other places, and dare I say, intellectual.
The new album, you worked with Tony Visconti.
Yes.
Was he? How did that come about? Was he kind of a wish list of someone that you wanted to work with?
Yeah, he was always a wish list, and he was always at the top of the list, and he couldn't do it many years ago. I asked him, and he was busy. So this time around, we had a producer in that just didn't work out. And we called Tony, and he was immediately available on the next plane and in the studio, and everything was astounding.
Have you got a favourite Tony Visconti album then, or a period? Or...
I loved all the T-Rex stuff. I thought that was fantastic. That all happened when I was 11, 12, 13, and I was grabbing it and completely in love with it. So, of course, it's just a mad dream now that he would do this album.
There's a couple of themes in the album that kind of really blatant to you: death and love. Now you've sung and written about death in the past. And what amazes me in all the stuff that I've read is why people are so bemused and taken aback by the fact that Morrissey could be in love.
Yes, well, I'm not.
I just find it bizarre, though. Maybe it's a love affair with Rome.
Yes.
Probably. There's obvious little comments on Hanky Panky in the album, which...
Well, I think there always
people make of it what they want,
yes,
but they make their own...
I always alluded to Hanky Panky along the way, but this time around it seems to mean something to many reviewers, which is fine.
Maybe they're not getting it, so it's suddenly kind of going...
Well, most people don't, you know. They really don't.
OK, performing for us now, The Youngest Was the Most Loved from his brand new album. It's Morrissey. Thank you very much. Thank you. Would you say that you're at your most happiest?
Generally, these days, yes. Generally, these days, yes. It's terrible as a human being to be defined by record releases, but I am.
Yeah,
but you know, so I have this album, I have this single, and they make me very happy. So.
You seem very happy.
Well.
I mean, I've never met you before, but you seem very charming, lovely, happy man.
Is that true?
Is it easier to write lyrics in a happier place?
I don't think so. And if you are a songwriter, you have to document everything, whether you feel happy or sad. And you can't simply say, oh, I feel happy today, so I really should write. You should document absolutely everything, all the moods in between and all the mood swings.
Yeah.
Everything should go down, for better or worse, and regardless of how you think people are going to accept it.
Do you think you could have written Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now in 2006?
No, because the song came out of the previous years of the time in which it was written.
If you'd been this happy at this point of sort of happiness in your teens, how different would your life have been?
Completely different. Completely different, because I only ever did what I did and turned out as I did because I hated being a teenager. So so in that very early footage of the Smiths, I can see all the pain and anguish that led me to that position. So I try not to watch it.
Do you secretly like seeing that old footage, though? Do you kind of...
I absolutely do not secretly like seeing it.
No?
No. I publicly hate it, and I secretly hate it.
Were you offered something like, was it $5 million or something to reform Smiths? Was it too much money, or was it not enough, or what was...
Well, I didn't know whether it was too much. I didn't know whether it was too little. It didn't occur to me because there isn't enough money in the world.
Why?
Why? Because it isn't a question of money, really. It's far too emotional. You can't simply... Well, I couldn't sing with people who I don't really like. So why would I be doing it?
When did you first get into music? How old were you?
Very, very young.
Can you remember what the kind of first thing that you heard was, or you were listening to?
I was 6 when I began to buy, and I was obsessed with pop music, absolutely obsessed with the radio, and I never stopped listening, ever.
It's like, music's like having a friend with you, though. It takes you through those memories, those emotions, those...
It's the best friend, I think, that you can possibly have.
The most loyal friend.
Absolutely.
Are you looking forward to getting this, getting out and performing this new album to your fans?
Yes, definitely, definitely. And we have a long tour ahead of us, and everywhere the tickets have just gone.
Yeah.
So for me, that's incredible.
And quite smaller venues than you could sell out.
In England, yes. In England, yes. Elsewhere, not necessarily, but...
in normal domes.
Yes, yes.
I've got to ask, how do you pick your set list? Because you've got just such a massive...
It's a very selfish selection. It really is just simply a question of what would I like to sing, and nothing else comes into it.
But you still play Smiths within that?
Yes, yes I do. Because they're very good songs, and the reason why the Smiths have lasted in people's minds is because the songs were fantastic. Nothing else. Just really just the songs. Just the songs.
Timeless.
Yeah, I think so.
Will you play one for us now then, please?
I'm panting.
Marvellous. OK, playing us out tonight with a Smiths classic from 1984. This is Still L.